All right. Why did I say it like that? Ugh, please just leave me alone. Look how cute he is though. He is so fat. He's so fat. Yeah. Look at this. I love you. Oh, all right. Okay. So, hello. It's been a while. I know. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I've been so busy, and I know everybody says that they're busy, and we are, but like, my busy is just like annoying busy stuff. Like, I'm just trying to I have guests coming from overseas, trying to get the house ready and pretend like my house is perfect, and it's a lot. It's a lot of pretending. It's a lot of work, and I've had to buy a lot of things to fix a lot of things that I just didn't care about before. But now I'm like, I need to make it look nice. So it has been a long month of prepping for that. But a lot of you have commented on the videos, or talk to me, can't speak, have talked to me and said that, you know, you're looking forward to new videos and that we need to get them out. So I'm doing the intros. So this is gonna be a longer intro there's gonna be like 5 different videos. They're gonna come out kind of in a sequence, kind of like a series. It's gonna be like a mom series. What I mean by that is my mom is going to talk about, that's Alocasia Bridget, which when she talks, I will link her social, because she really wants to invite people to go and follow her and talk to her. And so we're going to talk about a couple of different things. First one, which is this video, is going to talk about sellers, Corm sellers specifically. So Corm is something an Alocasia produces as a baby plant. It's like a seed, for those who don't know what a Corm is. And a lot of people will purchase rare Corms from variegated Alocasias and grow them. And she talks about kind of what to look for, signs of bad sellers. She also talks about TC. We've had a lot of comments back about our last conversation, kind of talking or brushing up on, or kind of just mentioning TC in general. And she goes and in more depth talks about why we said some of the things we did, what our experience with it is. And trust me when I say she has experience with them, she has a lot of TC experience with Alocasias. This woman has purchased a lot of rare Alocasia, and it's been a year now, you know, a year or two. And so she can safely give advice, not professional or expert, but her own advice based on her experience. And I feel like at the end of the day, our own experience with plants is kind of the best advice we can give people. Because if I Google something and I look it up, I'm genuinely like, why are people reading this? This is not true. Even like when I Google leca and how to grow stuff in leca, which is totally off base here, but I'm honestly like, you're telling people this? These people are reading this and thinking this. I used to print out stuff, and now I look at it, I'm like, this is so incorrect. This is not how you hydroponically grow stuff. What? So be cautious when you Google things. The best thing to do is honestly YouTube people. You can see their plants, you see their experience. And I know a lot of people can fake that kind of thing, but experience is experience. And you can see from like the show and tells of things that it's working, or that their advice is warranted, because they are experienced and they know what they're doing. So, next one. Okay. So thank you for watching us. Don't forget to follow her on social media. And if you haven't followed me, I would also love that, because I want to be closer to all of you. And that's important to me. You know, it's not the number, it's just how many people want to interact. Interacting with me, talking to me, asking me questions, critiquing, you know, if it's kind, it's warranted. You're like, that's nice. I like that, you know, bring it on. So I'm going to go and I'll start the next one. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys, we are here with, look at her, Beauty, the beautiful mama.
Oh, me.
Yes. Dummy. She wants to talk about today is TC, because we had a lot of questions on tissue culture Alocasia plants. We're not really going to talk about TC in regards to philodendron, anthurium, monstera, etc., because we are focusing mainly on her experiences with Alocasia and TC. So she's going to talk about that. She also wants to talk about sellers, corm sizes, etc., some of her experiences with that. So we will see what she has to say about it.
Okay, so on that note, what I have found a lot of people online, I see them on the plant purge pages, and they're beginners. They've never really grown corms much, and they'll post a picture of what looks like a stick and say they bought this corm for $380 and it's died. And it's literally what they call a bulbous or something. I don't know, everyone gives them different names, but it's basically a stick. So I bumped one off this morning by accident off my pink black velvet. I have tried to keep these sticks alive at least 20 times. I have failed miserably every single time. There are growers out there that have said they have managed to do it. I don't know how, because I sure as hell can't. And I've tried everything. I've tried pine, I've tried fluval, I've tried sphagnum moss even. I tried everything. It is, for me, not possible so far. This one I bumped off this morning is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let me put my glasses on.
I'll also show a picture too.
Yeah.
On the side if I can find one.
You know, it's no,
perfect.
I have one.
That's perfect.
Yep. So I bumped this beautiful future corm. Yep, Shane. He was on my pink black velvet, and I was picking another corm, and I like to take all the little bits of dead root off when I'm doing that, and I bumped him. So unfortunately, this is what
there, hang on, it's
okay.
not focusing.
There are sellers online that have been selling these for, I don't know, in the beginning they were $450 pink black velvets. Now they've come down, you know, obviously. But basically, that's what they were selling to people. And when I was new to it, I bought a couple of these not knowing. And I killed them all. I killed them all. I'm ruthless. I don't know what happened, but they all died. So what I would say, anybody starting off, unless you've done it and you know you can actually do it because you've done it before, or you're really an experienced grower and you know what you're doing, and you feel confident that you somehow can get this stick to come up, then I would always, before purchasing, I'm just going to put that over there so I don't get distracted, before purchasing any corm off of a plant purge page or an Etsy page or anywhere, I would ask the seller, please may I see a photo of the corm? If they're not showing a photo of the corm, there's normally a reason. Every seller I know and buy from always will have a picture of the corm. A lot of them will have a tape measure next to it or a ruler or something to show how big that corm is. We do that. Every single corm I have on Etsy has a measuring stick next to it, so you can see just what kind of corm you're getting.
Unless it's attached.
Unless it's still attached and I'm still growing it. Then it does not, but I like my corms really big. So I'm a bit picky. I leave them on the roots. I tend to bend them upwards to the top of the soil. I'll show you that. So let me just see if I can find one that I have ready. Nope. I think there's one in here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you kind of can. Can you see that?
Oh yeah,
Kaz?
look at him.
So what I did this morning, this is the one I bumped the thing off.
Oh no.
Yeah, but as you can see, it's sticking out. I bend them upwards so I can keep an eye on them. Now I do not need to repot my plant until that's ready. I know he's ready, I can just pick him. So I don't have to keep uprooting him and messing him around. But anybody who doesn't show a picture of the corm, to me, that's just strange. I would definitely ask for one. If they show you a stick like that and you're a beginner or starting or you've only done a few corms, I would definitely not purchase an expensive corm like that.
Your elbow pink dragon, is that a nice big juicy corm on it?
Yeah, it's a weird corm. So I don't understand what these...
Is that one we have listed?
Yeah, we have them
listed.
Oh my God,
look at that.
It's huge. But they tend to make these weird corms as they get more mature.
Oh, look at him.
So they get, so that's our elbow pink dragon. You can see she's absolutely gorgeous. And the next leaf's got a lot of pink in it coming too. So they tend to create these stranger shapes, the pink dragons. Instead of a nice round little corm, they make this weird looking like rocket ship type thing. Not sure what they're doing. But yeah, I would not purchase a corm without seeing a picture. If you're experienced and you think you can do it or you've done it, that's fabulous. I've seen a lot of negative responses from really experienced growers telling these poor people that have purchased them that the seller should not have sold them that it is not ethical, that they shouldn't be doing that.
Well, because they're yanked off too soon so that the seller can make money, but we just need to wait a couple weeks and it would be ready to go. I don't get the rush.
And it could be people that have like this morning I bumped mine off. I cannot sell that. It would not, in my mind, it would not be ethical to sell that because I don't know that that's going to grow. What I am trying to do is grow it myself. If it then grows to a 3-leaf plant that I know has got solid roots and I can see the roots and I know it's good to go, I would then sell that baby. I would never sell something like that because I don't know that somebody knows how to do it. I can't do it. And I've grown over 3,000 corms over the summer. So I just don't find it ethical. However, everyone's allowed to do whatever they want to do.
Just a reminder for you personally to keep
just
an eye
for
out.
beginners, maybe don't try that as your first corm type thing.
Do you have an example of a nice big juicy corm that you can show? Oh my gosh,
I picked one this morning. Oh Lord, it's the biggest corm. So we have this listed. It's going to be listed today on Etsy. It's a pink black velvet. I think it's the biggest corm I've ever had, to be fair. It's insane. So let me show you. Hold on a second. Whoever gets this corm is going to be very, very lucky because it is.
Oh my god!
I know, it's crazy. So here's a. Can you see it?
Yeah. Here, let me.
Okay. It's absolutely.
Excuse my disgusting nails.
A huge, huge corm.
Let me focus it. Don't put your face in it because it won't like auto to your face.
I'll put this one back.
It likes to auto focus on facial.
It's huge, right?
I'm sorry, guys. Let me turn it like I had before because that seemed to fix the issue here. I'm sorry. The focusing of my camera on my phone is just horrendous up close.
So
but you
good.
can kind of see it. Like you can see, look at that tip. It's huge. Like compared to my finger, it's massive.
Well, do you want me to show you a regular size comb and then you can see
the difference next to it?
So let me get, okay, this is also a very big, this was a very nice size comb.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference in size.
Yeah, so this is large and that would be our regular.
Yep. So, yeah, just a bit
smaller.
A bit.
This one's a bit bigger, holy cow.
No, that thing's just,
He's gonna make a nice first leaf, though.
He is gonna, so what I have found, and I've tried to tell a lot of people, I've tried to explain it, what I've seen from growing, obviously I've grown a lot of corms, what I have 100% noticed is the bigger the corm, the stronger the roots. They don't always grow, they don't always shoot up first leaf the quickest, but when they do, the leaves are big, the roots are incredibly strong. So I'd encourage you to definitely ask for a picture of the corm. If it looks tiny and you're on the fence about it and you're new to it, I would ask them just to pop it next to a measuring stick or something like that so that you can see what it is. I mean, you don't have to do that. If you can normally see if a corm is viable. It'll be nice and round and plump.
Right. And just, remember there's always other sellers. There's thousands of people out there selling corms. You don't need that one. You'll find one somewhere else for, the same price, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, but the impulsiveness to get it when it's so small, might just end up making it dead, I guess. Words are hard today.
It is. But it is very easy to keep a larger corm alive for sure. It's way easier. The plant seems stronger to me. I love it. So yeah, that's corm sizes and sellers, and different sellers have different rules, and as they should, that's their right. If they want to sell a bulbous, I think they call it.
Yeah.
If they want to sell it, that's 100% within their right. I would love everybody to be educated on what that means.
Right.
And it's a lot harder to grow that. Now, I have had some sellers say they can grow them. They have grown them, they've created plants, and they're fine. So I'm not saying they shouldn't try it, but I just wouldn't as a first Corm give that a bash.
Right.
I just haven't got it right yet, and I've tried. I mean, I literally dropped a bulbous off of my Maharani the other day, and as you all know, that's about a $400 Corm.
No.
So no, it's like tiny. It's the tiniest Corm ever. So I'm trying to undead it, but I think I might unalive it pretty soon. But anyway, but it'll get there. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's the fear with Facebook.
Yeah.
Is you got to always remember that they're individuals and there's not really a rating system or a scary review system. There is now kind of, but it's easy for people to scam people on there and just get quick money. But let me pause this because we're going to talk about tissue culture now. She had a couple things she wanted to talk about. We had a lot of comments on our previous video with my mom talking about TC, and we had some comments back about it. And she has some follow-up information and kind of a little more in-depth experience, in her opinion, on TC and the corms from TC plants. So let me stop this and I'll restart it.
Oh, you started it?
Yes, I started it now.
That was fast. You didn't even give me time to take a break.
Do you want a little
No, I'm just joking. So, I know it's a Watsoniana. So I basically try to avoid buying tissue culture for the most part because my personal experience, and I'm not saying TC's bad. I'm not saying that it's not gonna do well. It's gonna. This is just my personal experience, but I'm not bashing anyone. I think TC's fabulous. I think the way people. Well, I do. I think it's a talent. I think it's it's a
great way to reintroduce plants that there aren't a lot left.
Yeah, that are endangered and stuff. I think it works very well for a lot of people
and a lot of plant variety genuses.
Yeah, I am still buying TC. I'm gonna 100% admit that I still buy TC because I have a few sellers that I really like, and the plants I've got from them that are TC, I really love them. Some of them have reverted, some of them have not. I'll get into that just now. This is not from a seller I normally purchase from. I bought this Watsoniana. I paid $800 when it had 2 leaves. It came with, I find when something's TC, it tends to have this weird bend in its stem. And that's how I tell. And the stem is cut off, like it's been lopped off. It has no corm attached to it. So that's sort of how you can identify, for your own personal thing when you're looking. Because a lot of sellers do not say this is TC. TC should be cheaper because it is cheaper to actually, buy. But sometimes sellers charge the same and keep the market price, up. As you can see, this Watsoniana has reverted. Okay, so it has. Hiya. So it has reverted. It's gone back to green. Next leaf seems green. So that's an $800 plant now. That makes me sad because I would love my mother plants to have high variegation. I cannot sell a corm from this plant to any of you because it wouldn't be ethical, because I don't know how that corm's going to turn out. What I now have to do with the reverted plant, because I can't show you the mother plant anymore. I can't say this is my mother plant and this is what your baby should look like. I now have to take the corms from this plant in the future and I will have to grow them to 3 leaves to make sure that the variegation is stable. By that I mean, and I looked this up the other day because I wondered why sellers call it that. Basically that means that you want variegation on every single leaf. You want it balanced. If you get 2 green leaves and then you have one that's got color, I then won't sell that baby to anybody unless I reduce the price and the latest leaf is the color leaf. Mm-hmm. You don't ever want to buy if you can help it. You would prefer to stay away from plants that have 2 green leaves, 1 variegated leaf, and then they throw a green leaf last. Normally, the green leaf last is a bad indication the plant has reverted, and I'll take you through to my brand new Tigrina that seems to be that last leaf is reverted. However, I think she's just stressed from shipping and stuff, but it's a good way to see the beautiful variegation. And then when a green leaf comes up, most sellers will sell that plant because they know it's reverted. So I would have to grow your babies up, make sure the variegation is then, balanced, and then it's good to go. And what I have found, which fascinates me, is even though my plants completely revert, I have plants that completely reverted and never had another leaf again. I have taken corms of those plants and I've grown them, and they have come up with the most stunning babies, fully balanced on 5-6 leaves, beautiful variegation. So that fascinates me. So don't ever give up on your plants that revert. So for me, I continue buying reverted plants or tissue culture plants because I know that they'll come right, that the corms will be okay. And that's what I love to do. I love to get the corms, grow them up for local people, and I sell them. So yeah, don't give up on your reverted plants. Don't sell them cheaper. Don't get rid of them. Grow your corms, get your corms together, and then your babies will be fine. And I've tried that hundreds of times. It works every single time. It's not like a one-off thing. I have had at least, I would say, at least 10 plants revert that are tissue culture now. I still love them all. One of them actually reverted because of stress. So it wasn't tissue culture. It got stressed out by its roots having a bit of root rot and stuff, and then it reverted, and I was like, oh no, this is like $1,000 plant. Now I've got no color. How do I show my customers that beautiful balance it used to have? And then after 3 months, it popped out another white and green leaf. So they do come back, and every leaf since then has been variegated again. So like I said, don't give up on your plants. Don't think they're not going to be balanced. They will once they throw a green leaf. Doesn't mean it's the end for them. But tissue culture, I found some of them do really well. I find the more mature ones do very well. The more smaller ones, like this guy came with 2 leaves, I'm struggling with him a little bit with his roots. His roots are not growing as fast as my other baby's roots grow, stuff like that. However, like I said, you pay a bit less for TC. The corms do come out variegated.
Or at least you should.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a separate market, a TC market for TC prices and a non-TC market for higher, more, stable plant prices. Yeah. I feel like.
It's sad because a lot of people don't even know they're buying tissue culture.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not bashing tissue culture. I buy a lot of it. I'm just saying it should... I think sellers should say this is TC, and a lot of the good sellers do say it. They'll say tissue culture sale. That's what I've been seeing on Alocasia Perch pages. They will say TC sale, and then you know that it's TC. I used to have a lot of plants die that I bought that were tissue culture. I'm not having that problem anymore. So I think tissue culture people that have been growing tissue culture have gotten way better at it. From a year ago to now, I can see the difference. They're much stronger, they're much healthier, they seem to hold their variegation a lot longer. My Sarin was tissue culture. I reached out to the seller and she said that was tissue culture. It's not reverted, it's doing great, its roots are insane. So there's a plant that I've had no problem with. And she is a seller that I always reach out to for specific plants because her plants are good. So she's very good at what she calls her craft, because that's what it is. It's a craft. It's. I mean, I don't know how they do it. It's absolutely fabulous. But yeah, so that's tissue culture. I'm not against it, not opposed to it. I buy it, but be aware. Don't give your plants away when they revert. Don't give up on them. Take a corm, grow it, and there's a plant that's not going to revert on you, and you can have as many corms as you want.
Yeah, and your babies will come up most likely variegated, and you can have a bushier plant unless you're choosing to sell them. Then, maybe grow them to a leaf and make sure that you're selling a variegated corm and go from there. Yeah,
I do like to grow the babies first. I like to take one baby and grow it first and see how the variegation comes out. We have a lot of people coming back to us and showing us their beautifully variegated plants.
I'll insert the one picture from the one we got yesterday. It was so pretty.
That makes me very happy because then I see that they're actually...
I told her that too.
Yeah, making cute babies and stuff.
And that one was stunning. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, my plants have reverted, and then I see the babies and I'm like, okay, so I've got to keep one.
Right.
So I've got a couple of babies I've stolen that have come up beautifully variegated. But that's about it on tissue culture.
Yeah.
I think they produce corms the same. They produce color for the most part in their corms that I know of. And that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. We're going to break this video up now, and she wants to talk about fluval and how she uses fluval to grow her corms as well as a separate video that will be on pon as well. Because as you can see, all her adult plants are actually in pon in a self-watering system. And so she's going to talk about pon with alocasias and how it works for her. And I stole that from her. I mean, I used to do pon, but I didn't do it quite as aggressively until I saw that you were predominantly doing it now. And then I decided to put all my alocasias in pon because I wasn't doing very well with alocasia, I'm not gonna lie.
You actually told me to do pon.
I know, and then I didn't really follow through with my own advice, and she did. So there will be 2 separate videos following this one on fluval, which she will talk by herself about it because she works with it solely for her corms and baby plants. And then we'll do a combined pon one, whether I split it up or not, depending on how much information she talks about, because I will talk about it with philodendron as well as anthurium. And she will talk about pon with alocasia, as well as her corm experience with pon. So thank you for watching, and make sure to pay attention to those next videos if you're interested in knowing about that, especially if you're purchasing a corm from us. This will give you an insight on how we grow them to be their best and to be successful and not to die. She'll also talk about like how she cleans the pots, how she flushes, etc. So definitely a video you want to check out if you would like to grow them like she does. I mean, look at that behind her. It's an alocasia farm and they're all happy. So make sure to find that, and thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.